I am back. Sorry for the delay. Let me start right away. I want to talk about the Max Payne remakes. The Max Payne remakes have been in the works for over 2 years now. On Twitter, I'll be referring to it as Twitter going forward, X is dumb. On April 6th, 2022, Remedy tweeted out that they came to an agreement with Rockstar Games to remake, not remaster, remake, Max Payne 1 and Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne. When this announcement was made, many people were skeptical about Rockstar's involvement since it hadn't been too long since the launch of the GTA Defective trilogy. Thankfully, this won't be like that at all. On the same tweet, a link to Remedy's Investors page press release included a few details about it. The remakes would be developed by Remedy in their proprietary Northlight engine, the same one as in Control and Alan Wake 2, with a budget similar to the latter, so maybe around 70 to 80 million to make a guess. Rockstar's involvement is financing, marketing, and publishing the remake. Now, before I go into what I'd like to see in the remake, and what I wouldn't, a quick fact here. I don't really like Max Payne 3 all that much, and wish to see no real influence from it in the remake. I want Remedy to make it solely their own way. If you want my thoughts on Max Payne 3 in full, I could consider making a video about it in the future, but for now, my wish is for the remake. All cutscenes skippable. I love how in Max Payne 2 you can skip every cutscene, graphic novel and in-game. That is perfect for repeat playthroughs where you want to focus on the action instead of waiting for endless cutscenes to end. I really hope that all cutscenes are skippable in the remake as well. It would make replaying it all the more enjoyable. Less cutscenes without gameplay. One problem that I keep having with Max Payne 3 is cutscenes happening so often. It breaks the action and takes control away from you. In Max Payne 2 you have moments where you can't advance until an event plays out, but at least you still have control and can mess around until it's over. Almost like in Half-Life, now that I think about it. I wish that the remake has as little cinematics as possible interrupting the action. Remedy's old weapon system. Okay, they may not bring back the original weapon system where you carried every gun in the game until the story tells you you lose them, but I'd like it to at least be something like what they had in Alan Wake, a grid of a few categories over the weapon wheel design. Fun bullet time. No real concern over this one, I just want the bullet time feature to feel fun. I can't say whether or not it's going to be strategic like in 1 or overpowered like in 2, but one good thing from Max Payne 3 wouldn't hurt. Staying prone after a shoot dodge until you decide to move. No mandatory cover. One aspect I hate about Max Payne 3 is that it forces you into cover, be it either by cutscene or by design. If they have to include cover mechanics in the remake, please make it optional. We didn't need them before, why do we need them now? No mandatory headshotting. Headshots are nice, but I can't stand making it mandatory. In Max Payne 3 you can easily gun down enemies with headshots, and a few of those you have to kill with headshots. I'd rather not. Just let me damage them anywhere. Headshot kills can be like a bonus. Less linearity by restrictions. I kinda dislike it when I'm given a vast environment and I can't really explore it. I also don't like it when I can't really go anywhere because I might die, or my partner might die, or something else goes awry. I also don't like it when occasionally one-way gates prevent me from going back to the earlier parts of the chapter I'm in. Just let me do me. Unchanged characters. I want the characters to remain unchanged. Don't race swap them, don't change their character, and do not give them traits that don't fit them. I don't want any of the major characters to change in appearance or personality. Please keep them close to their original depictions. And if anyone calls me a hypocrite over Saga Anderson, you're still comparing an outdated concept to a final product. Stop it. No overdone cursing. Max Payne 3 script is like every other sentence includes a curse,
Where the f are your donuts?
a slur,
Who the f are you? I got you.
or something else explicit that is an ill fit for Max Payne. Please don't include crude slurs or profanities and keep the standard cursing in moderation, mostly for the bad guys.
So the cops pulled me over.
That's f***ed up.
That's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm thinking when they pull me over. This is f***ed up. And you know what? They couldn't care less about the car.
No
Also, do not make Max a foul mouth. That's not what he's supposed to be like. The closest thing he comes to is damn. Period. I can forgive a few times if it's for emphasis, like when he says
good-hearted macho bull like that.
but not his entire character. Animated graphic novel. I thought this would be a neat idea. Have the graphic novel cutscenes return, but more animated. About the only reference I got for this is the Death Rally remake from the early 2010s, where the panels pan, the characters change expressions, and bubbles just pop in. It's fine even if they just go with cinematics, but I thought that having this would be like fusing both nostalgic charm of the stills and modern live action. Has anyone else thought that this would be neat? Original voice actors. Not so sure about this anymore since the unfortunate passing of James McCaffrey, the iconic voice of Max Payne. It would be neat if some of the older voices, like those for Vinny and Mona, were to return. Not that they absolutely have to. Restored cut content. I read in places that especially Max Payne 2 had cut content due to limited time. I mean, they only got like 18 months for making Max Payne 2, so it isn't really surprising. With this remake, it'd be interesting to see something new. Something we didn't get to see in the original games. Sam Lake model. And more? This one's obvious. Have Sam Lake as a model for Max.
Does he look the part to you?
Doesn't have to be the primary one. Could be an unlockable. Other ones wouldn't hurt either. And now, predictions on release. I believe the game will come out around mid-2025 till late 2026, based on Remedy's stage-gate process on game development, available for public viewing through their annual report. My ideal launch window would be July 2026, as that would be the 25th anniversary of Max Payne 1. The game might have suffered a bit of a delay though, as it's set to enter full production by the end of Quarter 2, so maybe it won't be exactly according to my prediction. As for the PC storefront, I think it's Steam. It can't be Epic Games Store since Rockstar wouldn't want to put a game from the IP they own onto a rival storefront with a revenue cut, but it wouldn't be on the Rockstar launcher either since Remedy is not a Rockstar studio and their launcher is for Rockstar only games. Since Max Payne 3 was all Rockstar, only that is on there. Not to mention that most of Remedy's games are already on Steam. All this wasn't really that concise, but now I feel better having said my thoughts on it. I look forward to the remakes. And that's about it. Bye.